Okay guys, we are back and we are reporting live from the front lines of the night before Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm a day late and $1 short on this one, but the good news is these gourmands, vanillas, florals, all the cozy scents that I'm gonna list here today can also easily be worn for Christmas or any other wintertime holiday. So welcome back. With all that being said, let's just jump right into it, all right? Okay, so let's start with some of the desserts. So if you want to smell like an actual photorealistic dessert, and if you like chocolate, you're gonna go with Choco Cult from the Ministry of Gourmand. Now this one is crazy, y'all. This one is crazy. It smells like a photorealistic chocolate dessert cake, something really rich and dense with a hint of orange. It could kind of smell like one of those chocolate, orange and chocolate candies. It also kind of smells a little bit like chocolate kanafa, but it is so thick, so dense, so syrupy. This is not a cacao powder. This is a cacao bomb. This is like a rich, dark, semi-sweet baker's chocolate. It's so yummy though. There's maybe a hint of caramel, definitely an orangey citrusy opening at the top, but the orange lingers and then it dries down to just a very rich chocolatey and vanillic base. There's almost nothing. It's very sugary. This is cavity inducing sweet, okay? So if you haven't tried it, I recommend getting your nose on it. But if you haven't and you were just trying to have somebody jog your memory about what you could wear this holiday season, I would highly recommend Choco Cult from the Ministry of Gourmand by Lataffa, by the way. Okay, let's move on quickly. So if you don't want to smell like a dessert, but you do want to smell really bright and kind of, you know, festive in that bright, bubbly, fizzy way, but still have some of that holiday food infused into your fragrance, I would go with this lovely one. This is Ruby Fizz. Really, really pretty bottle. So Ruby Fizz is by Gulf Orchid, and Ruby Fizz is like a fruity amber cocktail. It's really interesting. Ruby Fizz opens up with, I believe it's apple, lychee, and raspberry, but then it dries down to a really rich, warm, like sugared amber and vanilla. So what it smells like to me, the cap is very sturdy on this one. What it smells like to me is having like a cranberry cocktail, but with a dark liquor, if that exists. So think, I'm getting like cranberry, you know, I'm getting like these bright red fruits, which is making me think of cranberry sauce, Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, but it dries down to the most amazing warm caramel, vanilla, and amber. So despite the fruitiness and despite the brightness of the opening, it dries down to the most delicious, warm, sweet, sophisticated vanilla and amber. So think of the contrast, like on a cold winter's day, between something really bright and juicy and fizzy with something really warm and cozy and comforting and a little sexy. This is a little bit on the sexier side. So if you're looking for something a little bit more effervescent, a little bit more playful, something that's not gonna smell exactly like a dessert, but is gonna be really fun and people are gonna give you compliments on, I would check out Ruby Fizz by Gulf Orchid. Okay, let's move on to, and stick around to the end because I'm gonna give you some amazing, some sexy layering combos with these. Okay, so we're gonna move on to what I'm most likely gonna wear to Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is for the person who is having a sexy holiday. Maybe it's your first Thanksgiving with your new boo. Maybe you're just ovulating. Maybe you need to make an impression, or maybe you just want to feel yourself and you just really like this fragrance. This is none other than Mashrabya Okay, or Mashrabya. I don't know. People say it different ways. This is another Lataffa. Lataffa doesn't fail when it comes to, you know, some of these sweet and spicy scent profiles. What you get with Mashrabya is incredible. Now, this is a supposed inspiration of Smoking Hot by Kilian. And if you've ever smelled Smoking Hot by Kilian, it's a perfectly unisex scent. It's deep, it's dark, it's smoky, and it has an apple shisha accord, but it's sweet at the same time. So what I get with Mashrabya or Mashrabya, oh my God, it's so incredible, you guys. It's so incredible, and it's so hot. It's so sexy. You get a sweet apple shisha accord. You get tobacco. Oh, you get a slight incense, like a really fine, smooth smokiness running through, not like a campfire, like a beautiful velvety incense. And then it dries down to something really rich and deep. There's got to be tonka bean, amber, vanilla. Oh my God, it's just so incredible. This is for cold weather. I wouldn't wear this in any other weather. This to me, because it's a little bit spicy too, I'm pretty sure it has cinnamon, it probably has some nutmeg, it might have some cardamom. So it's like a mildly spicy, mildly sweet tobacco and apple shisha accord, like an amber-based fragrance, I would say. It's very sexy, perfectly unisex, really actually easy to wear. This isn't like a blast of smoke. It's just like, it's really intriguing. It's really inviting. People are gonna come in for a hug and, you know, just be like, damn, you smell good. What is that? You smell expensive. You smell rich. You smell rich when you wear this. And I'm gonna show you a couple layering combos for this at the end to either sweeten it up or spice it up. So stick around for that. Again, that was Mashrabya by Lataffa, a classic. All right, rapid fire. Let's go into a new one. You guys, I have a full review on this, its sister, and about 3 or 4 other vanillas and gourmands coming up. Should be in a week or so. So hit the notification bell, subscribe, and tune in about a week, 5 to 7 days for the full first impression. And well, it won't be a first impressions for this one because this one came early, but tune back in for some newness, okay, in about a week. So we're gonna talk about Vanilla Seduction, the famed Vanilla Seduction, which is supposedly a dupe of Kayali Vanilla 28. And let me tell you, it is similar. It's not a dupe. What I can tell you about this vanilla right here is that I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I've been putting it on as my base for a few different other fragrances. I've also worn it alone a couple of times. She's brand new. So I know that as I have her for longer, she's gonna strengthen and she's gonna become a beast. She's not a beast right now, but she does project well. And by the way, I should mention, everything I mentioned previously is a beast. Beast. Semi-beast. Watch out, beast. Okay, but this is a really beautiful, dark, sugary, brown sugar and bourbon vanilla. There are florals in this as well. So it does open with a little bit of a white floral, and it kind of has that classic thing that the Middle Eastern lines do with the white florals and the vanilla. Like, if you know, you know, there's like this classic soft flavor, I guess, to how they meld the white florals and the vanilla. This doesn't exactly have a Kayali vanilla. It does have a Middle Eastern vanilla to me, okay? But it is really rich. It is really rich. It is really pretty sweet. Not the sweetest of the sweet, but it is pretty sweet. And it is sexy. I do think it's sexy, but it also is semi-gourmand. So inoffensive, I think. If you like Vanilla 28 by Kayali, you will like this one because they are similar. They're not the same. They are similar though. So if you're looking for a new vanilla, this is my official stamp of approval Vanilla Seduction, I give it a thumbs up. I give it an A. It gets an A, okay? In my book, it gets a 9 or 10 out of 10. I'll be generous. It's the holidays. It gets a 10 out of 10. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I don't think you'll hate it. It's not hateable at all. I think most people will love it, as a matter of fact. And it's very warm and cozy and inviting. It's a vanilla. It's a semi-gourmand. So if you're just looking for an easy reach for the holidays, this is an easy reach. Everybody's going to think you smell nice. You're not going to offend anybody. There's nothing weird about it. There's nothing daring about it. There's nothing experimental about it. It's just a sweet, warm, sugared, dark vanilla. So that is my take on Vanilla Seduction. Highly recommend as a really nice holiday scent. All right, so let's move on to, let's stray away from the foodies for just a minute and move on to something that's just really soft and cozy and elegant and is an amazing inspiration for an extremely high-end designer fragrance. And I don't know that I've talked about this one yet, but this is one of my favorites from Lataffa. This is Peace and Love by Lataffa. And this one gets a lot of love, and for good reason. This is a supposed inspiration of Soie Maliki by Dries Van Noten. I do have a small vial of that. I did do a side-by-side comparison. I don't know if I posted it, but this smells very, very close. So this is a velvety, cashmere, floral, and chestnut fragrance. It is a vanilla. So yeah, it has, this one I believe has almond and not chestnut, but if you picture like a really satiny nut, like a chestnut in the original or the almond in this one, alongside some cashmere, I believe in Soie Maliki it lists silk, and then, you know, it opens with some bright white florals. This one, I don't know if it has lavender, but I could swear there's something lavender-ish going on. Either way, this is like a cashmere sweater on a cold day. This is like a warm, cozy, scrumptious, inviting, snuggly, smooth, velvety hug from somebody wearing a beautiful cashmere sweater. It is pretty powerful. I did try wearing it in the warmer months, and I think it may have been a little inappropriate for that. I think this is a fall winter set. Now the difference between this and Soie Maliki is Soie Maliki or Malachi by Dries Van Noten actually comes across a little bit lighter. So that one is probably appropriate for all seasons, but this one is beast mode, absolute beast mode. Spray lightly, but she's so beautiful. She's so warm and cozy. She's so inviting, not a gourmand. There is that chestnut / almond note. So it's like kind of, but not really. This is not a photorealistic food, but either way, if you want to smell elegant, chic, and classy, spray lightly. Don't nauseate anybody with, you know, going hard on the trigger on Thanksgiving when everybody's trying to just like eat and enjoy themselves. But it is very cozy, really good for staying in, relaxing. I can imagine just, you know, chilling on the couch watching a Christmas movie while snowflakes fall gently outside and maybe there's a fire going or some candles burning. Yeah, she's incredible. Peace and Love. One of my best purchases of 2025 for sure. Check her out. Obviously, you can get it for under $50. I got it on Amazon. So highly, highly recommend for fall and winter, and especially wear it on a holiday. It's really nice. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, let's talk about, we're gonna do a lot of gourmands because that's what everybody wants to wear for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So let's talk about Matcha Latte by Atralia. This has come up in a couple of videos because she's semi-new to my collection and she's so nice. If you want to smell like a somewhat spicy café con leche, if you want to smell like a slightly spiced, frothy, warm, steaming latte, check this one out. This was $20. Now to me, I don't get really matcha. I don't get the green tea aspect of it, but Yeah, there's like cotton milk and anise in here, okay? So the anise is giving it a Christmas cookie accord. So it's somewhere between a Christmas cookie and a café con leche. Super snuggly, super cozy, you know, lactonic, sweet, caramelized. I think a lot better in some ways than many of the Bianco latte dupes. There's a twist, you know, it adds some interest. Like the anise and the other spices that are in here add some interest. It's not over the top spicy, it's a little spicy. Think Christmas cookie with a little hint of anise. So yeah, really, really good one, 20 bucks. Can't go wrong, even if it's not Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, you know, whatever other holidays are around this time. You can just wear it every day, wear it to bed. It's so yummy and it's so inoffensive and you're gonna get compliments. I've gotten a lot of compliments on this one, really snuggly. And that was Matcha Latte by Atralia. Okay, we're moving fast because I don't really wanna have to edit this video a lot because I wanna post it. I'm gonna post it tonight. Okay, also really snuggly, more foodie and very fluffy and light though, and also not gonna offend anybody, but you will garner a lot of compliments. This is Empire Victor by Khadlaj. This is very well known and well liked. To me, this smells like a fluffy, caramelized angel food cake with a little bit of a vanilla and lemon icing. So the lemon in here is not over the top, it's not screechy, it's not lemon cleaner, it's almost like a lemon zest mixed in with an icing, like a powdered sugar icing. So imagine a fluffy angel food cake with a light lemon and powdered sugar icing on the top, and then just a drizzle of like a caramel sauce. That's what you're gonna get here. It is warm and cozy, but it is light and fluffy. And I think this is the best take on the Dolce & Gabbana Devotion DNA that I've smelled. And I've smelled a lot of them. And I have a couple of others, but I only talk about this one because this is the best one. So if that's the kind of dessert you want to smell like, or, you know, I mean, it's open for interpretation. I'm not saying you're going to smell like a slice of cake. I'm just saying you're going to smell delicious for about $25. So if that's what you're going for this holiday season and you really like your caramel, vanilla, and lemon scents, check out Empire Victor by Khadlaj. You can't lose. You can't. All right, let's stay in the toffee, coffee, and caramel lane right now. This is gonna be the densest, most serious, most projecting dessert accord fragrance you could choose for the holidays. But you know, if you wanna project, if your family don't have sensitive noses, and if they're also into that kind of vibe, I would go with Shaghaf Vanilla Toffee by Swiss Arabian, because this is the most gourmand of that line, and this is crazy. I've talked about this a lot, and everyone likes this smell. Well, I mean, if you don't like, you know, toffee gourmands, you won't, but if you do, there's none better. This opens with, to me, this opens with something mildly citrusy, and then immediately you're getting like a little hint of coffee, like an Arabic coffee. Then you're getting a toffee, dates, caramel, tonka, vanilla. What else is in here? There's some white florals. I think there's some jasmine in there, but honestly, you don't really smell the jasmine too much. Maybe it's kind of mingling with the coffee right at the opening. But yeah, guys, this is just like a very sticky, sweet coffee toffee caramel gourmand. It's so good. I mean, I think if people smell it on you, they will not dislike it. They won't. They'll think you smell scrumptious. So if you're trying to smell absolutely scrumptious and you're not afraid to take a little bit of a risk, maybe spray lightly, because again, it is a beast, and you want to draw attention and you want people to notice how you smell and you want them to tell you smell amazing and delicious, and just like one of the desserts on the dessert table, go with Shaghaf Vanilla Toffee by Swiss Arabian. All right, let's move on to, let's switch back into the sort of maybe like a little bit more of a romantic floral. So let's switch back into not foodie mode, but there is a foodie note here. So I'm talking about Glacier Bella. And now Glacier Bella is alleged to be, okay, some people say it's a dupe of YSL Overred. What is the one? Okay, let's talk about the other one that it's supposedly a dupe of. It's supposedly a dupe of Jean Paul Gaultier Bella, which it kind of isn't, but it kind of is in the sense that it's a deep, dark, ambery vanilla. And then, Black Opium. It's supposed to be a pretty good interpretation of YSL Black Opium over red. And it kind of is, like it actually more than kind of is. So I owned the original YSL Black Opium for a long time, and I made it a point to go sniff the over red several times at Sephora with the intention of maybe buying it, but I already had this. And it does smell quite a lot like it. And now the thing about this one is that you have the vanilla, you have the coffee, you have a little bit of tobacco, but you also have cherry. You have a dark boozy cherry. So this is a really good fall and winter nighttime scent. It's a little bit sexy, it's a little bit romantic, but it's really just more of a grown woman scent. So if you're not trying to smell exactly like an edible dessert or a photorealistic food, but you do want to smell cozy and elegant and like a little dramatic and like a grown woman, with just a hint of cherry, like a hint of like a cherry flirtiness in there, go with Glacier Bella by Maison Alhambra. Really nice. Fairly sexy in my opinion. Probably really sexy in other people's opinions. Okay, so the last two are like, you smell like a dessert. I mean, a lot of them are, but if you want to smell exactly like a warm spiced apple pie with a little dollop of vanilla ice cream on top while you're sipping a cognac or some other dark liquor, go with Kismet Magic. Because this is the closest interpretation I've smelled of Angel's Share by Kilian. So it is, it smells exactly like spiced apple brandy or a spiced apple pie with a lot of vanilla and Broxin, so it's kind of fluffy, and some kind of booze. I believe it is cognac. And yeah, guys, it's a crowd pleaser. This is a real crowd pleaser, just as the original Angel's Share is. A lot of people choose that for their Thanksgiving or Christmas scent, and for good reason. It's warm, it's inviting, it's mildly spicy, it's mildly boozy. It smells exactly like a warm apple pie just out of the oven. A spiced one, okay? So it's got cinnamon and other spices in it. So this is on the roster for me. This could be like if I want to go safe and I know people are going to tell me I smell good and it's just an easy reach and I'm not trying to like experiment, I'm probably going to go with this one. So again, one of the best interpretations of Angel's Share, and I've tried a lot. Doesn't smell anything like Camera. This doesn't smell like Camera at all. This is lighter and airier and more fluffy, but it still projects and it's still rich at the same time, just like Angel's Share. So if that's what you're looking for, you can pick this up for about 20 bucks, and that was Kismet Magic. Who's this by? By Maison Alhambra. Okay guys, last one, and then some layering combos. Okay, if you want to smell exactly like a ginger snap with a hint of coffee, or a Biscoff biscuit, which has coffee in it, then go with Tiramisu Speculoos by the Ministry of Gourmand by Lataffa. This one is wild, y'all, because it smells exactly like a spiced cookie, like a Biscoff biscuit. This is fall in a bottle. This is fall baking in a bottle. I mean, there's nothing else that smells just like Christmas and Thanksgiving desserts than this one right here. This was cheap. I found it at Burlington. You can still find it there, at least the ones out by me in California. You can find it on Amazon very easily. It's an easy reach. You'll smell delicious. You will not smell controversial. People will think you either brought some cookies or you bathed in cookies before you came. Either way, Tiramisu Speculoos, it really does the job. There's not much more I can say about it because it's a pretty straightforward and pretty linear perfume. It doesn't really open with florals and end with amber. No, it just smells like a spiced ginger, you know, holiday cookie with a little hint of coffee in it. It just smells like after you've eaten and then you're just chilling, munching on cookies and having your cup of coffee. So that was Tiramisu Speculoos, Ministry of Gourmand line from Lataffa. Okay, now let me silence my phone because I know you all heard that. Now let's talk about some really interesting layering combos, okay? I bet you never thought of this, but if you happen to have, and these are really cheap, so you might have them. If you have Tobacco and Tonka Bean by Banana Republic, which this little guy I think was 13 bucks, and there's a slightly bigger size that you can get for $20. On its own, this is an amazing cold weather scent. On its own, this is a really sweet tobacco with tonka and plum. So it has like a booze infused plum at the opening, like a plum liqueur. And then it's just like this smooth that you really barely get any tobacco. But it's a very smooth tobacco, really rounded out by that tonka bean. Unisex, but I think it's feminine. I think this is very feminine, actually. If I smelled this on a guy, I would think like he smells good, but he's wearing a lady's perfume. But here's my layering combo that I've been going insane with all fall that I think is very holiday appropriate. Mashrabya as your base. Tobacco and tonka. What is it called? Yeah, tobacco and tonka bean on top. Guys, when I tell you this is sexy, this layering combo is a sexy MF. Like, stop. The smokiness and the apple shisha of this, which are amazing on their own, you sweeten it up with the plum and the additional smooth tobacco of this. First of all, double beast mode. Second of all, it feminizes this more. So although anyone can wear this one, it is unisex. And when you add this, oh my God, perfect date night combo. I haven't been on a date in a while, so I've just been wearing it to the office, but oh my God, guys, if you have both of these, please, for the love of God, try it. Okay, let's talk about another layering combo with Mashrabya, because I know a lot of people like it and you probably have played around with it, but let's talk about turning it into something else, okay? Another crazy layering combo, Mashrabya, Kismet Magic. So think about combining Smoking Hot by Kilian and Angel Share by Kilian. You're spicing up the smoky apple shisha accord, and there's already a little smoke in this, but there's booze and more fruit, more apple, and more spice in this. So again, it's turning it into, and if Juliana's Perfumes or somebody hasn't already thought of doing something like this, get on it please, because this and this together, a little bit different than the other combo, but showstopper. It smells like a perfume that should just exist, okay? All right, what's another good layering combo? This one, Vanilla Seduction, under almost anything, but I'm gonna tell you what I've been playing around with lately. Vanilla Seduction as your base and matcha latte on top. Deepens this, makes this more spiced and a little fluffier. It's like if you had a really rich and deeper and darker Bianco latte. Yeah, these are amazing together. You're tripling the vanilla, but you're keeping the lactonic aspect, and you're keeping the spices, and you're keeping the Christmas cookie aspect of it. It's like if you dumped in a bunch more vanilla extract to your Christmas cookies. It's really good. All right, what's another one I've been playing around with? Okay, so this is really interesting too, and I don't know that it's necessary, but if you really like Shaghaf vanilla toffee, and you really are a little bit unhinged, and you want to take it to another level, add some caramel and add some lemon. They blend. I mean, they're like they go together. They were born to go together. So this is going to add a little bit more citrus to this, because this officially doesn't have any citrus. It has coffee in it, okay? This is going to add a little bit of a lemon zest and a little more caramel to that toffee. And it's going to add a little bit more vanilla. So you're making it more vanillic. It's just interesting. It's just an interesting combo. It kind of lightens this up, and it kind of makes it a little bit more fluffy. But yeah, they're sisters. They go together like, I don't know, things that go together. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on some layering combos. I have not played around with layering this one with anything, although I bet you this would go really good. I bet you this would go really good with this. Let's try it. Let's try it. I don't want to make this video 17 hours long, but let's try it, because I have to edit and post it. Okay. Let it calm down for a minute. Wow. Yeah, this is very much, it's like those chocolates that are shaped like oranges, and there's like an orange liqueur in the middle, but if that were a cake. I bet this is going to be amazing. Oh, that is... Okay, real talk, it's not. But I'm gonna leave it in. Okay, guys, that's all I want to talk about today. Thank you for staying until the end. I really sincerely hope you try some of those Mashrabya layering combos, because, and you know what else would pair really well with Mashrabya? Would be a cherry fragrance on top of that would be incredible. So thank you for sticking around. I hope this kind of jogged your imagination. I'm sure you have some of these, or a lot of these, that you can try. Again, this was part one. This was part one. I have more holiday suggestions coming. I have more under $50 holiday suggestions. I have more niche and designer holiday suggestions, more gourmands, more vanillas, more florals, more unisex. So I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving and happy holidays in general. Please subscribe and like. Please share with friends. This helps me to grow, and the more I grow, the more fragrances I can get, the more new fragrances I can try, and report back to you so you can be the first to know. Okay? See you on the next one.